How to start a YouTube channel in 2021. Hi, I'm Lucy Griffiths and I'm going to show you how you can start a YouTube channel and go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in 2021. So the first thing you really want to think about when it comes to growing your audience is getting that first stage from 0 to 100, which always feels like you have to trudge through mud. So get your channel to as many people as possible, your friends, your family, and anyone you know who might like your video. So share it as widely as possible on social media. Then you really want to make sure that you are nailing that niche. So let's dive in and have a look. So when it comes to creating a YouTube channel, the first thing I want you to really think about is your name. And just standing out. It can either be your name or your business or something that you want to be known for, but make sure that it is something that you like, rather than feeling you're stuck with a channel a few years into your business and it's no longer reflective of who you are and what you stand for. So the more generic it can be, the better, so that it kind of doesn't limit you in what you talk about. The second thing to say is also really think about when you're setting up the channel, use a Gmail address to set up your channel. The reason why, if you don't do this, this little image here would be an L. And when I first set up my business, I was using a G Suite hosted email, but it wasn't a Gmail address. And I couldn't change it from the letter L into my image. And I ended up having to start all over again with a new channel once I'd actually got to 1,000 subscribers. So really, really take note of this before you do anything else on your channel. So when it comes to actually choosing what your channel is going to be about, you want to make sure that you nail your niche. And I have a video all about that that's just up there. But the key thing to know with nailing your niche is that you want to think about who your audience is, who you are talking to, and make sure that you are really specific when it comes to your audience. What pain points do they have? What keeps them awake at night? And what problem are you solving for them? So focus on the problem that you're solving. So really go into depth in that regard. So it means make sure that you are answering all of their questions in your YouTube videos. Because the way that you are going to grow your YouTube channel is if you think about very clearly who your audience, who your niche is, and then they type a question into Google, your video will come up as the solution. So you want to make sure that your videos are really specific to a problem that your ideal client is going to have. So if you are too broad in your content, it means it's not going to relate enough to people who are actually in your niche. Whereas if you are focused on growing an online audience or coaching tips or wellness for the over 50s, then it means that when people are asking those questions, you will pop up as the solution. And then, of course, once they see one video, another video will roll around. And if it's content which they relate to and they say, oh yes, I need that, then they're going to subscribe to your channel. They're going to come back for more. They're going to watch what you do. And so that's the thing. If you can be specific enough that people relate to that content and they want to stick around, they will stay with you. It can feel really almost counterintuitive to go wide, to feel like, oh, I'm going too wide in my niche. But actually, the more you can nail this, the better it is, and the more you will stand out. The third tip to say is really SEO. Absolutely learn and understand SEO. And the more that you can understand it, the more important it is. So let's dive in and look at SEO. So when it comes to nailing your niche, you really want to drill down as much as possible and understand what your audience is searching for in your particular topic. And you can do this in two ways. One, looking on answerthepublic.com, so you can get an idea of what the kind of questions that people are looking for. So let's say, for example, people are looking for gluten-free. Okay, so let's see what they're looking about gluten-free. So what gluten-free foods are there? What gluten-free cereals are there? What is gluten-free flour made of? What gluten-free flour is the best for pizza dough? So these are the kind of questions they're asking about gluten-free. And if you were a nutritionist that focused on gluten-free, then you could absolutely be answering all of these questions. If you were making gluten-free recipes, you again could be answering a lot of these questions. So it can give you, these are the questions that people are asking every single month about gluten-free. And so these, this is what the public wants to hear about that topic. So it can give you some immediate ideas of what to talk about on a daily basis to get you going with your YouTube videos. You can then do more research. So if we type gluten-free into here, you can then start seeing the kind of questions that people are asking. So, getting started on the gluten-free diet. So actually that video was made 5 years ago, or this one from 2 years ago. And so these are possible, things that you can start replicating of the types of topics that people want to know about. And then you could start looking at making recipes like gluten-free pizza dough or gluten-free chocolate brownies. But when you are first starting out, you don't want to just say gluten-free brownie recipe, because you are going to be competing with people who get millions of views and millions of subscribers. Look at this one here. This is 3.1 million views. So that is a lot of views. And when you're first starting out, you're a minnow and they are a massive fish. So when you're trying to compete in the same pond, it's really hard. So you want to go to the small pool. You want to be in the rock pool rather than the Atlantic Ocean. And the way that you can do that is by just tweaking the words that you say. So for example, this recipe here, healthy no-bake brownies. So if you're saying that, vegan, gluten-free, so it's got those words in there. And you could add the words like my mama's recipe, or simple, easy to use, gooey cookies. So it immediately brings the pool of people down. So it means that you are more likely to get found in search. And what you want to be doing is creating some recipes where, there are lots of people creating those recipes, and you want to go for the kind of big number ones like the gluten-free pizza, gluten-free brownie, for sort of, let's say 20% of the time. And then 80% of your time, look for the smaller niche topics. So what else are people asking about gluten-free that you can answer? If you were to explain more about other things that are maybe less searched for, so, gluten-free and, perhaps beer or whatever it may be that is a less searched category. And when you're going with those topics that are the smaller search categories that not so many people are looking at, what happens is you might get just a few views every day and you think, oh, no one's really looking at that. Oh, that's not very popular. But what happens is you get a steady trickle of people every single day because it's a small search category. And what happens is that some of my most popular videos are the ones where I initially thought no one's watching that video. And so those are the videos that, are the most popular. So this one here, how I plan and outline my YouTube videos, I started out that video thinking, oh, no one's interested in that video. But it suddenly overtook some of the better selling, let's say, the more popular videos. When they first start out, they generate a buzz, but then it's harder to actually compete with them in the long term. So recognize that you want a mix of some of the ones that create a splash and get lots of views instantly, and some that are the slow and steady that give you reoccurring views every single day.
If you'd like to learn more about this, I have a YouTube checklist that can help you with growing on YouTube so you know that you've got everything nailed. Click on the link below to get that. It's just in the description. And if you want to know, is YouTube for me? Should you test out which video platform is best for you? Then check out my quiz below that can help you decide, is YouTube right for you and how camera confident you are. So be sure to check those out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. I share lots of tips and strategies to help you grow your online presence. Thank you. I will see you again soon. Hopefully, please hit that subscribe button below and the bell as well to get notifications to know when I go live. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye, bye, bye for now.